Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Lunch and Learn series. This is Helen Panos, and we are back again. I had to delay coming on today, so normally they're at 12 noon, our Lunch and Learn series. Today I had to come on at 12:30. So welcome back. Every Wednesday at 12 noon, we're coming on with a different topic, and today it's all about AI and how tutoring and AI can work together to benefit your child. Let me just add in while I'm talking about July's topics. The July 9th topic will be about a conversation related to crafting your story and demystifying the college essay. So we'll be talking about the college essay because, gosh, I can't believe school's almost back in, right? And we got to start talking about these things. So SAT, ACT, college essay writing and application assistance. We can do all of that and help you. So I have a terrific new hire. Her name is Christina Hughes, and she's going to be joining me next week. She's a Yale graduate, so I'm excited about her joining me and talking about the college essay writing process. She has been doing it for a while. She's a great journalist, and she'll come on next Wednesday at noon. July 16th, I have another guest joining me, Angie Weber. She's going to be talking about, she coaches families. So it's about the conversation your family didn't know you needed. Reach out and join us at noon for the next 2 Wednesdays. And then I'll be on the last 2 Wednesdays with other topics related to back to school, SAT, ACTs, things like this. So let's go back to how AI and tutoring actually work together to support students. And I want to start off by just saying it looks like I think there's a ban in Georgia now for cell phones. So I know they cannot be using AI on cell phones in the classroom. So if they're going to do it, it's going to be through their one-on-one devices, iPads, which is a good thing because that way the schools can control that more so and what they can access. I think that's a terrific idea. But basically, I want to talk about how we as a tutoring company use AI. And no, it's not. I know the first thought people have is cheating, and that kids will use it to cheat. So, I kind of have that a little idea in the back of my head as well. But I've personally used it while tutoring myself. And actually, it's a terrific tool to get kids thinking about things, especially if they get stuck. Let's call that task initiation. That's an executive functioning dysfunction, I should say, that kids have is they get just stuck, especially when it comes to writing. I've used this kind of technique with using AI to help kids with ideas. And that does not mean they choose the ideas that AI gives them. So what I feel like AI does, it does several things for kids. It helps them, number one, I think it helps them with critical thinking skills. I think it's terrific for that. And it helps reinforce that and really just grow that type of skill. And the only way they're going to be able to grow critical thinking skills is through looking at things, trying to analyze and figure out if they're good or not. I mean, we do that as entrepreneurs. We're using AI for different things. And then when we go, oh, well, that's not what I meant, try this. So that's really what AI is really all about, in my opinion. It's more about using it to get some ideas, to get your own ideas going. So I've used it with a 3rd grader, and he was really stuck on writing and trying to start this essay that I had him doing. And sorry, I'm losing my voice. He, typed in some things, and I asked AI to give me some ideas, and then I showed it to him. And then when I showed it to him, he didn't steal any of the ideas. He didn't take those ideas. He actually then came up with his own idea and started the essay. So it was like a great way to get him going. It gave him other ideas, which then had him figure out how he could start it in the way he liked it. So I think personalized learning paths are very important through AI and tutoring. Like an AI tool it can notice a student struggling. Let's say I put in some problem that they keep missing. Maybe it's on fractions. And then the tutor can then use that insight to tailor a session using any kind of visual aids or real life examples to help the student master the concept. It's also good for efficiency and insight. It saves time actually somewhat. So that way tutors could then focus more deeply on, for instance, if you're using some SAT test prep, that we can then use that data and it can flag the student and where that student is weak in, like if they're weak in reading comprehension or language arts or something related to the math specifically. Then the tutor can just skip broad reviews and then zoom right in on exactly what the student needs, which is what we do when we're doing SAT, ACT prep. We usually, a lot of people come to us and they already have scores and the kids took a test one time. And then we use that information and data to then customize the tutoring to fit their needs to try to get the most points for them on the SAT, ACT. That's exactly what my tutor does. He'll give them other problems and he'll analyze from there. What else do they need? It's also, AI is very good for like a 24/7 reinforcement. Let's say, they've already done a tutoring session and the tutor realizes they're still having difficulty factoring. Let's say, I'll just pick that subject matter and concept. So the tutors can deepen that reinforcement by a student using like maybe something like a photo math to work through homework problems. In tutoring, we can then focus on understanding why behind each step. Why do we do this? Because this AI is probably not going to tell you about the why, really. Another great thing about AI and tutoring is its support for executive functioning, which we are doing executive function coaching now. It helps tutors coach habits. So my executive functioning coach is terrific with these things. We were just speaking yesterday at a networking group last night about executive functioning and habits and what tutoring does and what executive functioning does for kids, because they're not teaching executive functioning in the classroom. So an example of this would be a student uses a planner to track assignments. Maybe it's even a digital planner and to get reminders, right? But the tutor can help refine the plan weekly. An executive function tutor could definitely do this. We could refine the plan weekly, teaching prioritization, holding the student accountable every week or more, because my executive function coach also gives out her cell number. And if they get stuck on something, they can text her about it. So, all plans are not for all kids when it comes to time management. Okay, let's put it that way. And a digital may not work for all kids, even though they push the digital calendars a lot in schools these days because they don't want to have planners printed, and it's really a savings of money now. So they're going to push the digital calendar, but that does not mean that your child needs a digital calendar. So we need to be aware of that. It may be they need to get a regular calendar like I have. I'm going to shoot down here and get mine. And this is actually mine. I use it's a quarterly. It's called the Revenue Breakthrough Planner, and it's very detailed. So I think, not every child, let's say here's July 4th because it's empty. I have a July calendar now. So this actually is very detailed and it's great for an entrepreneur, but I could see it being great for kids too, because it sets goals. You can do gratitudes on here. You can write down your priority actions. So different calendars do different things. I do want to point out that still I like using also a manual calendar, because when you're writing things down, there's something to be said, and research says that it's really good for remembering when you go from the head to the paper. So when you're writing, that's better than typing on a calendar, right? So I tend to remember everything I write in my calendar once I've written it. I can memorize my times for all appointments I have today, all the way till the end of the day at 5 o'clock. Now I have it here if I need to look at it. So not again, every digital calendar, digital calendar is not for every child. It may be that your child needs a hardcore, calendar. So that's something my executive function coach can work with your child on, whether we try a digital calendar to see if it works for them. If we don't, then we go back to a calendar like this. So that's really important. We'll help them prioritize big projects, or if they're building a business, we do that too. We are helping a young lady right now, raising a ninth grader with her business. It's a gymnastics business. So we're helping her prioritize, figure out the whole plan for that. So number 5 is confidence and motivation. I feel like AI is very good about encouraging kids to come up with ideas, and to kind of boost their confidence level, I believe. And so even we can use game rewards for mastering, let's say, vocabulary. The tutor can then celebrate those wins if the kids do games with vocabulary and they're practicing vocabulary. Let's say SSAT really needs that a lot. So does SAT. If kids have not been doing vocabulary for quite a while, then that hurts them in the long run, and they need practice. So let's say they do it in a game format. Well, then the tutor can then celebrate those wins with them and connect them to real winning or writing tasks, because then we can turn those vocabulary words into writing tasks and boost their confidence. So those are just some ways that I feel are great for how AI and tutoring work together, and how tutoring can enhance this AI experience in the future. I feel like if you're going to do AI in schools, then it's the best place to do it is in the school classroom, where teachers can kind of keep an eye on what they're doing, how they're doing it, versus, let them do it at home. They could be using it for other means, which may not be good for them. So that's it. I just wanted to come on and tell you about AI and tutoring, how those two work together, and how my tutors are using it. And there's so many other ways we're using it in terms of math. So reach out. My information is right there at the bottom of the screen. If you need any help or you want to discuss the fall, gosh, I can't believe they're only like 4 weeks away from starting back to school. Yes, 4 weeks. Most school systems here in Georgia start August 4th. All righty. Well, thank you. We will be back on at noon next Wednesday. Bye for now.